This is Iskender Kebap. It is one of Turkey's most popular dishes, and everything about it is just perfection. To start off the marinade, we need my arch enemy. This type of marinade is going to surprise you, but you have to trust the process. Quartered onions are gonna meet a food processor, and then we just chop the goofy out of them. You can easily use a grater like I usually do, but today I don't want to cry a river like I already am. I thought I was gonna escape the tears. Over a large bowl, line up a cheesecloth and a strainer. Dump in all the onions. And at this point, we want to press and extract all its juice. This is how you get tender meat 101. And I want you to really embrace the process and be patient. To the onion juice we've been working for, we're gonna add in some olive oil, a generous amount of dried oregano, a hefty pinch of salt and black pepper. And this is where I personally like to add a little bit of smoked paprika. And then finish off with cumin and a little chili flakes. It's time to introduce our meat. I'm actually gonna be using beef tenderloin. As you can see, it's nice and thin, but I've kept it slightly thicker than traditional. You'll see why later. Beef goes into the cold plunge. Submerge it very properly, and now we marinate until we lose patience. If you're using a tougher cut, preferably overnight, you gotta let that onion juice do its work. In a separate saucepan, we need more olive oil. We add chili flakes to start getting them toasted, and then when the kitchen smells like love, add a whole tub of tomato paste. Swirl this whole mixture on for a couple minutes, and then when it looks like toasted Play-Doh, add in a whole lot of water. We're looking for a super watery consistency, but a super concentrated tomato flavor. Now just give it a taste and adjust the salt levels. At this time, set the oven at its max setting, and just toss in a sheet tray to get nice and hot. Typically, Iskender Kebap uses a special Turkish bread. I'm just gonna be substituting it for a drier bread, so just proceed with caution, but this baguette is gonna do me right. I'm just gonna slice it in half, and I just wanna make these bite-sized croutons. You do want this bread to be extremely dry, because it's gonna be soaking up a whole lot of sauce. So into the oven for a couple minutes just to dry them out. At this point, I'm gonna grab our burning hot sheet tray, and I'm gonna put the oven on a high broil. Marinated meat goes onto the sheet tray, one really nice solid layer, sneak in a couple peppers and tomatoes, and into the oven on that really hot broil. Remember when I told you the meat is thicker than the traditional way? That's because I want it to get nice and crispy before it overcooks. I'm gonna layer the perfect meat that took about 5-10 minutes. We get it nice and lost in our sauce. This gets served with a scoop of plain yogurt, and then all we have to do is finish this off with a bunch of ghee. Oh. The perfect bite is gonna have some meat, bread, tomato sauce, and a little yogurt, and maybe a green bell pepper to negate the calories. And as always, now bismillah. It's just such an interesting flavor profile, and for me, this is one of the best bites out there. Honestly, Turkish food is just phenomenal.